Welcome student. Let us continue with this point with this last point that there are many movements started in the Hindu community. Community. Hindus are majority in India, so if it affects the whole India as a community, as a nation. So in 1915, Hindu Mahasabha was established to give respectable position to Hindu community in the nation. In so the nation itself belongs to the Hindus. It needs the fact that Hindus were denied from the respect. They are ill-treated by the British rulers. Britishers try to exploit Hindus very ruthlessly and try to vanish the history of Hindu community from Indian scenario. So, to put forward the Hindu culture, Hindu history respectfully, uh, the main leaders of the Hindu community come together and form a group, that is Hindu Mahasabha, or a party, that is Hindu Mahasabha, uh, and started a struggles for the respect of Hindu society. That their attitude, their slogans were that these nations to belong Hindus. Okay, so this view was put forward by the Hindu Mahasabha. Second, the Pandit Madan Mohan Malaviya laid the foundations of the Banaras Hindu University. So to teach the student uh, English as well as the Hindu culture and Hindu rituals, Pandit Madan Mohan Malaviya laid the foundation of Banaras Hindu University in Banaras. And next, the Dr. Keshav Baliram Hedgewar in 1925 established Rashtriya Swayamsevak Sangh at Nagpur. Its aim was set up a disciplinary and a victorious organization of Hindu youth. So here I want to give some knowledge about this RSS, which is considered to be the RSS nowadays, because RSS is the world's most having the most members of the Hindu community. It is considered that the RSS is the non-governmental organizations of the world. It is the biggest non-governmental organization of the world. It has a many branches in a many sector. Okay, it works in the Vanvasis. It works in the scientist. It works the youth of the college. It works with the what we say worker, and for peasants. It works for the women's upliftment. It works for the different on the different issues in which the Hindus are faces difficulty. So here is to say that they have established more than 83 organizations for the betterment of the society, Hindu society. Okay, so it is one and they have the Dasara Sanchalan. We can saw many Dasara Sanchalan of these RSS. They follow the path or having a discipline in the Hindu community. So they started the Sanchalan. What is called as Sanchalan? Okay, means the parade on a Dasara. Uh, they giving an emphasis on the Hindu culture, Hindu tradition or Hindu festivals. They put forward the Hindu views on the world's scenario. So here comes the change. So BJP is one of the organization or a branch of this RSS. Okay. So we must have the knowledge of this organization. So here this lesson is completed. The homework of these lessons you have to do in your books. I will going to check your book. Okay, there will be day which I am going to declare for the homework, checking homework. There will be a day for a checking homework. Okay, so you must write down the books, homeworks. Sorry. So let us continue with the next lecture, that is the beginning of the freedom movement. So I want to elaborate the things happened in India after the declining the Marathas in 1880. In 1818, Marathas were vanished from the political scenario. Okay, because this thing that the Indians Peshwas were lost their war against the British at Asta in Sangli. That was in that war Rango Bapuji Gupte were killed in that war, and after his death total Marathas were vanished from the political scenario. The Peshwas were exiled in the at the different place in the Nepal, exiled in from Pune to in Madhya Pradesh. Okay, it was the Britishers were get the conquer the Marathas due to second Bajirao. He has his policies led the last building of Marathas. Marathas were lost their impact all over India due to this second Bajirao. Okay. So after that, after the declining the power of Marathas, there were no rulers who can challenge the Britishers in India. After the declining the power of Marathas, the Britishers gets uncontrolled, unlimited control over India. Okay. So let us go through the second point, that is the centralization of administrations during British rule. After 1818, Britishers were try to hold his rule over India. So they established different systems which are loyal to Britishers. Okay. So many thinkers also introduced the British thought in India. mainly other things were done in India in a such a way that the Indians become loyal to Britishers, or Indians must say the slavery of Britishers proudly mm, uh, into the whole world. So they started to change the mindset of the Indians. Okay, so being a Britishers, behaving like Britishers, the Indians started feeling very proud. This attitude developed by the Britishers through their educational societies. Okay. So here is the centralization, some points of the beginning of the freedom movement. Okay, due to British administration, its implementations of on India brought the nation under one roof in its true sense. Due to identical reform all over country, the equality before law and the feeling of nationalism developed among the people. For the convenience of the administrations and swift movement of the army, the Britishers built network of road and railways, but this facilities benefited the Indians as well. Peoples from different parts of India becomes an contact of such in each other. There was increase in communication and a feeling of nationalism grew. So the British rule itself having the another effect. It is a by effect that or a side effect that Indians develop the national feeling. Before that, there was a feeling of the Mughals, Marathas, and South Indians having the Nayaks. So these are there were the different feelings, but after the British rule, they there started the unification mindset of the Indians. So uh, and their Britishers also developed the communication for their betterment, not for the Indians. Okay, they wanted to control over India. So and for India is a large country. Due to this, they established the railway as early as possible to control the to having the stronghold over India. It is not a gift that Britishers let give us. Okay, it is for only the betterment of the Britishers to serving the Britishers very swiftly. They introduce railway in India. Some thinkers of Indians who still have a slavery mindset in them, they always blah blah blah, making a blah 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 that the British rule was very great. They because they were paid. Nowadays also they were these editors were paid by some institutions who are loyal to the Britishers, still loyal. There are some parties who called old age parties is introduced in by the Britishers in India to make a stronghold of Britishers, or introduce the thoughts of the Britishers in India. Okay, so here we will stop. In the next lecture we will having the more informations about the history, okay, of that time. Thank you.